imagine standing at the edge of a great transformation. You sense it. The air is different. The weight of the past feels lighter, and something within you whispers, change is near. But how do you know for sure? What if the very struggles you face now are not obstacles, but signs of something greater coming your way? Today, through the lens of Stoicism, we uncover 6 undeniable signs that destiny is unfolding in your favor. Life has a way of testing us when we are on the brink of something great. It never hands us what we desire on a silver platter. Instead, it places obstacles in our path, forces us to wait, and challenges our ability to endure. This is not a punishment, it is a necessary process of preparation. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The metal must endure intense heat, be struck repeatedly, and go through a process of refinement before it becomes strong and sharp. In the same way, when something big is about to enter your life, patience becomes the fire through which you are forged. Patience is one of the greatest virtues in Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that what seems like a delay or a block in our progress is not an obstacle. It is the very thing that shapes us into who we need to be. The moment we wish for something great, a breakthrough, success, or a profound change, we must be prepared for the test that comes with it. Waiting is one of the hardest things to do, especially when we feel ready. We work hard, put in effort, and expect results. But life operates on its own timeline, not ours. There will be moments when everything seems still, when progress is invisible, and when doubt begins to creep in. This is where most people give up. They assume that silence means nothing is happening. But in reality, the most important growth happens in these quiet moments. Seeds do not sprout the day they are planted. There is a time of unseen development beneath the surface before they break through the soil. In our journey, we often mistake waiting for inaction. But Stoicism teaches us that patience is not passive. It is an active process. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." When we are forced to wait, we have 2 choices. We can either grow frustrated, complain, and give up, or we can use that time to prepare ourselves. Those who lack patience see delays as failures. The wise, however, recognize that this waiting period is a gift. It is the universe preparing us, strengthening us, and ensuring that when the moment of opportunity arrives, we are truly ready to seize it. Consider the story of a man who plants a bamboo seed. For years he waters it, nourishes it, and waits, but nothing happens. No sprout, no visible growth. To an outsider, it looks like he is wasting his time. But what he does not see is that beneath the soil, the roots are growing deep and strong, creating a foundation. Then, suddenly, in just a few weeks, the bamboo shoots up, growing feet in days. Life often works this way. You may not see immediate results, but that does not mean progress is not happening. The most important work is often invisible. Patience also teaches us resilience. When we are forced to wait, we learn to control our emotions, to manage our expectations, and to trust in the process. The Stoics believed that suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. If we see delay as a curse, it becomes unbearable. If we see it as preparation, we embrace it. A person who masters patience masters life. They are not easily shaken by setbacks, nor do they feel entitled to instant results. They understand that everything worthwhile takes time. So when you find yourself in a season of waiting, do not despair. Do not let frustration take over. Instead, recognize it as a sign that something big is on the way. Life is not denying you. It is preparing you. Your ability to endure this test of patience will determine whether you are ready to handle the greatness that is coming. Stay firm, stay focused, and when the time is right, you will step into what is meant for you, stronger and wiser than before. Discomfort is often seen as a sign that something is wrong, but in reality, it is one of the clearest indicators that growth is taking place. When life is about to give you something big, it will first push you into unfamiliar and uncomfortable territory. This discomfort is not meant to break you, it is meant to shape you. Just as muscles only grow when they are stretched and strained, the mind and spirit evolve through challenges that test their limits. The Stoics understood that discomfort is a necessary part of transformation. Seneca, One of the great Stoic philosophers once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." When we step out of our comfort zones, we expose ourselves to uncertainty, fear, and struggle. This is the price of growth. If you are feeling restless, uneasy, or dissatisfied with your current situation, it is not a sign to turn back. It is a sign that you are on the verge of something greater. People who remain in their comfort zones never truly evolve. They cling to routines, habits, and environments that feel safe, but safety often leads to stagnation. When life begins to challenge you, when you feel overwhelmed, exhausted, or out of place, it is because you are being stretched beyond your old limits. This is not a moment to retreat. It is a moment to push forward. Every great person in history has faced moments of discomfort before achieving something extraordinary. The struggle is a necessary part of the process. One of the hardest aspects of discomfort is that it makes you question yourself. Doubts arise. You may wonder if you are making the right choices, if you are capable, if you should just go back to what is familiar. But remember, the greatest enemy of progress is comfort. Growth is never easy, and if you feel uneasy, it means you are moving in the right direction. Instead of resisting discomfort, embrace it. See it as a teacher, a guide that is showing you where you need to grow. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, and the ability to endure discomfort is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. If you are feeling discomfort like never before, do not fear it. It is a sign that something big is coming. Keep going. You are being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. Loss is one of the most painful, yet necessary parts of growth. When life is about to elevate you to a new level, it often removes people who are not meant to continue the journey with you. This is not a punishment, nor is it a sign that something is wrong. It is simply the natural process of transformation. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in autumn to make room for new growth in spring, you too must let go of certain relationships to make space for what is coming. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that attachment to what is beyond our control leads to suffering. He said, "When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval." Many of the people we hold close are tied to our past selves. They are comfortable with who we were, not necessarily who we are becoming. As you grow, some will support you, while others will resist your transformation. This is because your evolution may challenge their comfort, exposing the fact that they are not growing alongside you. It is painful when friendships fade or relationships fall apart. You may feel betrayed, confused, or even guilty. But understand this: not everyone is meant to walk with you to the next stage of your life. Some people were lessons, not lifelong companions. Others were placed in your path for a season, and their departure is a sign that their role in your story is complete. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Receive without pride. Let go without attachment." Holding on to relationships that no longer serve your growth only delays the blessings that are ahead. There will be moments when loneliness creeps in. You may wonder why certain people left, why misunderstandings arose, or why the bonds you thought were unbreakable suddenly weakened. But instead of focusing on the loss, focus on the lesson. Every person who exits your life teaches you something about love, about trust, about resilience. And with every departure, life is making room for new connections, ones that align with your next chapter. Growth comes with a price. You will lose people. But those who remain, and those who enter your life afterward, will be the ones who truly belong. Trust the process. The people meant for your future will recognize and embrace the person you are becoming, not just the person you once were. When you are on the brink of something great, the greatest battle you will face is not with the world around you. It is within your own mind. Doubts, fears, insecurities, and old beliefs will rise like a storm, trying to shake your confidence and pull you back into comfort. The mind resists change because it craves familiarity, even if that familiarity is limiting. But in moments of transformation, you must learn to master your thoughts, or they will master you. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple truth holds the key to victory in your internal battles. External challenges will come, but how you respond to them is entirely within your control. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you allow negative thoughts to take root, they will weaken your resolve, creating fear where there is none, and turning obstacles into impossibilities. But if you train your mind to see struggles as stepping stones, nothing can break you. One of the first signs that something big is coming is an increase in mental resistance. Your mind will flood with doubts. Am I really capable? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? These thoughts are not truths, they are tests. The Stoics believe that adversity is the furnace in which strength is forged. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When your mind becomes chaotic, recognize it as part of the process. You are being challenged not to break, but to build the mental resilience necessary for the next stage of your life. Fear is another enemy that will surface during this battle. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. But ask yourself, how many great things have ever been achieved without facing fear? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move forward despite it. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our responses, our discipline. Everything else is beyond our power and not worth worrying about. Your mind is your strongest weapon, but it can also be your greatest enemy if left unchecked. Strengthen it, guard it, discipline it. When your thoughts align with your purpose, no obstacle can stand in your way. The battlefield of the mind is where success is won or lost. Choose to win. When life is about to give you something big, opportunities that once seemed impossible will suddenly begin to appear. At first, it may feel like pure luck or coincidence, but in reality, these doors were always there. You just weren't ready to see them. The struggles, delays, and discomfort you endured were not meaningless. They were preparing you to recognize and walk through these unseen doors when the time was right. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Many people believe that success comes from being in the right place at the right time. But the truth is, you don't stumble upon opportunities, you grow into them. The work you have put in, the lessons you have learned, and the strength you have gained all shape you into the kind of person who is capable of handling the blessings that are coming. Doors open when you are ready to step through them, not a moment sooner. Often, before these doors open, life will test you with setbacks and disappointments. You may feel like you are stuck, like no progress is being made, but this is where most people give up, right before the breakthrough. The Stoics teach us that what seems like a dead end is often just a turning point. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The challenges you face are not blocking your path, they are revealing it. Another important truth is that not every door that opens will be obvious. Some opportunities will come disguised as problems. A job loss may lead you to a career you never considered. A failed relationship may push you toward self-discovery and greater love. What first appears as misfortune is often the hand of destiny, redirecting you toward something greater. The Stoics believed in accepting life as it comes, understanding that even the most unexpected events can lead to growth and success. When you start noticing doors opening, do not hesitate out of fear or doubt. Many people miss their moment because they are waiting for absolute certainty, but no great opportunity comes with a guarantee. The Stoics remind us that action, not overthinking, leads to progress. When life presents you with a new path, trust in the preparation you have undergone. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that everything before this moment was shaping you for exactly this. There comes a moment in your journey when, after enduring struggles, doubts, and discomfort, you begin to feel a profound shift within. The worries that once consumed you no longer hold the same power. The opinions of others, which once dictated your emotions, no longer sway your inner state. The fear of uncertainty that used to paralyze you begins to fade. Instead, an unshakable peace takes over. A peace that is not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in something deeper. Your understanding, your growth, and your acceptance of life as it is. This transformation does not happen overnight. It is the result of enduring hardship, losing people who were once important to you, battling your own mind, and stepping into the unknown. Each challenge you faced was not meant to break you but to refine you. In the process, you learned one of the greatest lessons of Stoicism. The only true control you have is over yourself, your thoughts, your actions, and your responses to life. Once you fully embrace this truth, you stop being disturbed by things beyond your power. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This strength is where true peace begins. Many people believe that peace comes from the absence of problems. But the Stoics understood that peace comes from how you handle those problems. It is not about avoiding challenges, but facing them with clarity and wisdom. When you stop fighting against reality and start accepting life as it unfolds, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Epictetus taught, happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Once you internalize this, frustration and anxiety lose their grip on you. You no longer waste energy on things that do not serve you. This newfound peace does not mean that difficulties will disappear. Life will still bring trials, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. The difference is that these no longer shake you as they once did. When difficulties arise, you meet them with resilience instead of panic. When things do not go as planned, you adapt instead of resisting. This inner stability becomes your greatest weapon, allowing you to move through life with confidence and purpose. One of the clearest signs that you are stepping into a new chapter of your life is when external chaos no longer disrupts your inner world. You no longer react impulsively to negativity. You no longer seek approval or validation from others. You stop chasing things that once seemed important, but now feel meaningless. Instead, you are content with where you are and what you have. This does not mean you lack ambition or stop striving for greatness. It simply means that your happiness is no longer tied to external outcomes. You have found something far more valuable: control over yourself. The greatest figures in history, from philosophers to leaders, achieved remarkable things not because life was easy for them, but because they mastered their inner world. Seneca, another great Stoic thinker, reminded us, "He who is brave is free." True freedom is not about having everything go your way. It is about no longer being a prisoner to your emotions and circumstances. When you reach this level of peace, life's uncertainties no longer frighten you. You trust that whatever happens, you will handle it. You understand that nothing lasts forever, neither the good times nor the bad, and that wisdom lies in embracing both with the same calm mind. This is the peace that comes when you are truly ready for the next level of your life. It is the kind of peace that cannot be shaken by failure, rejection, or setbacks. It is a quiet confidence that says, "I will be okay, no matter what happens." And when you reach this point, life begins to flow effortlessly. The things that are meant for you come naturally, without force. You are no longer chasing, you are attracting. You are no longer resisting, you are aligning. So if you begin to feel this shift, if you notice yourself reacting less, worrying less, and trusting more, know that it is not by accident. It is a sign. You have grown, you have endured, and now you are ready for what is coming next.